and this episode will talk about innovation, the past success, and also, as always, we'll dive deep with the man behind it all, Phil Johnson.
The goal of Hope to Walk has always been to build as many legs as we can, help as many people as we can. By next year, between 3 or 4 clinics that we're going to have, I hope to be putting 100 legs a month on.
Do you have any stories that stuck with you?
You know, I guess in 10 years of doing this and thousands of legs, they don't think that they're possibly ever going to walk again. And then they come into this little clinic that is saying, hey, we're going to give you a free leg. And they're like, what is this? What's going on here? And by the end, we're all family. They're praying and high-fiving. And that happens everywhere in the world with almost every person that we fit a leg on. It's love, it's family, it's feelings, it's God, it's all of the above mixed into one.
And even the moment that we bring him the leg and we put the music,
the Rocky music, that was so cool because you don't expect this little timid boy to get up, and he gets up and starts dancing around and acts like he's boxing, and wow, the smile on her face was bigger than anyone's, you know.
Welcome back to Hope and Motion podcast. So this past month we've built 36 legs in 30 days.
That's great.
So, and this episode will talk about innovation, the past success, and also, as always, we'll dive deep with the man behind it all, Phil Johnson.
Yeah.
So to start, and before diving deep, so what's your take on building 36 legs this past month?
It's really cool. You know, the goal of Hope to Walk has always been to build as many legs as we can, help as many people as we can. And I think for once we're streamlining to a way that by next year, between 3 or 4 clinics that we're going to have, I hope to be putting 100 legs a month on. And then, you know, continue that on as many as we can, thousands of legs. And so I feel like we're definitely on an uphill trajectory right now.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Super excited for this journey, man.
Very.
So, in the past month, do you have any stories that stuck with you?
Wow. There's so many. You know, I guess in 10 years of doing this and thousands of legs putting on, and even traveling around the world, everywhere, every person who has lost a leg has the same story. Maybe a different story is the factor of how they lost their leg, but adapting to losing their leg. And then people in impoverished countries that don't have hopes of getting a leg, you know, they don't think that they're possibly ever going to walk again. And then they come into this little clinic that is saying, hey, we're going to give you a free leg. And they're like, even yesterday, the young boy that came in, like, they were so reluctant. The whole family came, you know, and they're all looking around and they're all thinking, you know, what is this? What's going on here? And by the end, we're all family. They're praying and high-fiving and just and that happens everywhere in the world with almost every person that we fit a leg on. And so it's a universal thing. It's love, it's family, it's feelings, it's God, it's all of the above mixed into one. Super cool.
And this little boy yesterday, actually, it was such a beautiful moment because there was a beautiful energy between us all.
Yeah.
We were all so happy, excited. And even the moment that we bring him the leg and we put the music,
the Rocky music, that was so cool because you don't expect this little timid boy to get up, and he gets up and starts dancing around and acts like he's boxing, and wow, that was in the family. The mom, you could just see the smile on her face was bigger than anyone's, you know. She sees her son standing up, pretending like he's boxing, and like, wow, just amazing.
Wow, incredible. So, as we keep on building legs, we're gonna keep on building more and more legs. What do you feel is important for us to be able to do to stay grounded, and the why?
You have to build a group of people around you that are doing the things that we're doing for the right reasons. I won't say that, people are doing things for the wrong reasons, but it takes dedication. It takes the love of building the, seeing the people that we see, the dedication of coming to a third world country and living or staying for a period of time, away from your life and your family and your jobs. And it takes a special group. We've learned that. And I think that we have, I won't even say an organization, we have a family of people with Hope to Walk that genuinely are looking at the betterment of people less fortunate than ourselves. And so you and I were talking yesterday. It's just amazing. We get up and we have coffee and we kind of talk about our day, and we walk to the clinic. And it's just, every day is a different thing. We get to see people with terrible amputations, birth defects, missing arms, both legs. You just never really know. But it's an amazing thing. Just a really an amazing thing.
Wow. And you've been doing this for 10 years.
Going into the
So,
11th year.
so what kind of challenges do you feel that we're probably gonna face growing, but what kind of challenges can we face without compromising our values? It's always gonna be this kind of
That's
thing.
that's probably the toughest one. I've always said that I never want Hope to Walk to be an organization where we have $1 million bonuses or even $100 bonuses. I want to be an organization where everyone makes enough to live fair, but also be in a situation where the funds of people donating go to people in need. I want to be a model nonprofit where people will look at us and say, wow, they're doing a great job because we're good stewards of that money, And so I think that that's the key, growing organically. I've told people, I've asked the question, what if you had $1 million? What if you got $1 million? And in the beginning, I used to think, oh, wow, we do this and we do that. But I was proposed like this homework one time to, act as if the reality was I got a check for $1 million and I'm sitting down at a table and I'm going to figure out what to do with it. And if you take that time, you can understand that we can do so much with little comparative to some organizations because we have an infrastructure set up, we have people trained, we have a good family of people that genuinely are behind this organization, and you keep it organic, you don't let it run away, you keep it under wraps, and you grow slow. When you have developed a perfect plan, then you start executing that plan. And so that's, I think, what we're doing now is really trying to refine all of our projects, and have a definite goal of where we're going with it, and what the end result is building legs for poor people.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Wow. And the design of the leg, where do you feel that you've made the most progress in the past couple of years?
Um, it's amazing. When I was first developing the leg, we live in Blacksburg, Virginia, where Virginia Tech is, and they have a engineering course, and so we were pulling in engineers, and I had numerous people call me and say, "Hey, I got an idea of how to make this better." And I tried to explain to them that I can make you the highest tech leg that there is available: titanium componentry, radial weave carbon graphite, the most advanced knees that there are, $100,000 plus. Make me one for $50, you know, and we as humans, we as people try to make things bigger and faster and better, which I get, but with bigger, faster, and better comes cost. And the hope to walk leg is like a math problem, that it's the smallest variable that we could be. Like, it is as simple as it can be, and we've proven that it works. And young boy yesterday literally walked out of the clinic with a smile on his face, like, and that leg will be good for him. And we explained to him, even with the project we're doing now with Sponsor a Child, he's still a child. Somebody could step up and sponsor this kid a leg whenever he needs it, one a year, two a year, whatever it is. And you're only talking about $250 to keep this child upright, walking. And, that's, again, I want to keep this organization as transparent and as good as we can be.
So if ever you guys want to have more information about the sponsoring a child, please visit the website hopetowalk.org, and here you'll find all the informations. Yeah. So do you feel that we reached the perfect design?
The foot's pretty good. As far as I just made one for T. Gray, who you'll see along our videos, has been a part of, literally was the first patient of Hope to Walk 22 years ago. I just made him a Hope to Walk commercial type foot that he could adapt to a commercial leg. And it's kind of funny because I almost know that it's going to be better than the foot that he had, and the foot that he had was probably a $3,000 foot. And so it's going to be interesting to see, how that works. But I'm a problem solver, and so when we see something that's not working right, we develop it. Like, we have a new coupler that we're going to start 3D printing that'll give the ability to have 45 degrees of motion in any direction, at the socket and the foot. And so, we're going to continue to adapt it and to advance the ability of the leg. But I always want to keep in mind the cost. I want to keep the cost as low as possible and the leg as simple as possible. The more bells and whistles that are added, when you're in a village in the highlands of Guatemala, and something breaks, it's not like you just run down and say, "Hey, I need this fixed." And so I want these, anything we add to it, it's going to be tested and bomb proof.
Well, that's gonna be beautiful to witness,
Yep.
because we've seen it, and we've seen the patients. Actually, a patient that came with a commercial leg, and it was the first time we fit a Hope to Walk foot on him,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Wow, this was a world of a difference."
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll put some images to share how the foot actually looks.
Mm-hmm.
So people underestimate the work that's being done behind the scenes
Mm-hmm.
and Hope to Walk. There are so many people involved, and people also that have never seen a leg being built but that are still supporting the mission. And these are our volunteers. How do you feel that volunteers are helping this mission?
Well, that's something that you and I were talking about too. I can have all the ideas in the world and build legs, whatever it may be, but without the support of you and Kathy and Ray and people, Reed, people, Lance, Laurel, all these people, all the Lacey's of the world, the students from Virginia Tech who give their time, who come in and help. For each one of those pairs of hands adds the ability to do one more thing. And so, without our volunteers, without the people who are in the background, it looks like what we're doing. We show the videos of the clinic and fitting the legs and the smiling people, but there's a cost to all of that. Transportation, travel, the building, electricity, just like everyone wherever else in the world. And so, the volunteers help us keeping from having a bigger overhead. And so it's just, it's key. And I really believe that God brings the right people to us. Every time that we've had a struggle or we've had an obstacle put in front of us, the right person steps up, changes the program, and here we are building 35 legs a month. And hopefully next month we're going to build 50. We're going to be in Honduras. We're setting up a new clinic there. We're bringing a trainee here to Guatemala. Something that people can think about, sponsor someone from another country to come and train with us, because once they're trained and we send them back to their country, they're building legs. That adds to the number of legs we build per month. And so I'm looking forward to that. But then once we get them online, and the next month, July into August, I expect that we're going to be doing 50 legs a month, maybe more. And so that's kind of the key to the growth that we need to have. And we need volunteers. We need support financially. Hey, just call us and tell us you see what we're doing.
The vision of Hope to Walk has evolved over the years. How do you feel that it has evolved? Because you're now you probably see it bigger.
Yeah. I definitely do. And one of the biggest obstacles I can say, and I kind of laugh about it a little bit, and I say this, we say it all the time, you'll never find anything harder to do than helping people. It becomes so complicated in so many levels, not only from the Hope to Walk level, but people in general. And so it's hard to help people. But we're overcoming those obstacles. The more support that we get, the easier that becomes. And so, yeah, that's.
If you could accomplish one thing before the end of the year, what would that be?
Have $1 million in the bank. No, that would be nice, because then we could be in a position where we would know what we can do for the rest of the year. Right now we raise money and we build as many legs as we can build. And so knowing that we're in a position where, that we know what we can do, makes it easier. But again, I'm going to just stick with the faith and know that it's all going to come in due time, and it's going to be organic in the way that it does come. And but I want to finish with a bang. I want the rest of this year to be a steady upswing. We've had numerous this in the life of Hope to Walk, and I want to be in that place where you see only this, and that's building more legs. I think so far this year, we've built more legs already than we did the whole of last year or the year before. And so that's good. That's nothing but good. And if we can keep on that track where all we see is more legs being put on and everything else is good, that's where I hope to be.
So, what do you hope someone listening to this right now walks away with today?
Wow. I would say the most important thing is we live in a world where our lives, I won't say they're simple, but we have opportunities. And when you're in a place like the highlands of Guatemala, the poorer areas of Honduras, El Salvador, around the world, when you see poverty and you see, what's going on in the world with wars in Gaza and in Ukraine and Russia, until you understand that, your lives are pretty simple. And just by giving a little of what you have in the comfort of your life to people who may not even get food that day, and we can build a prosthetic leg for them that will give them the opportunity to possibly go out and get a job or work harder than they did to make more, and then their lives change. So, through kindness, through the ability to give even a little, we can help more people. And so that's that's what I say, that we're an army. The more of us that put in, the more people that we can help. And so that's kind of the sum of it. Give from your heart. If you feel the the passion to give or see what we're doing is a good thing, support us. And we'll show you that incline that goes straight up. you
So
know
anyone that wants to help right now, um, what would you say to them?
Go to the website, look at the videos, watch what we're doing, get on our newsletter, really follow what the walk's doing. And, I want good feedback and bad too. If people see, something that we're doing that we could do better, please reach out. We would love for it. Um, I don't like it on an open forum because everybody has their opinion, but you can reach out to myself, Max, anyone in this organization, and be glad to talk with people too. We can come to your facilities, we can come to your offices, we can come and just ask, and we would be glad to come and show what we do, tell what we do, and anything that anyone can help us get to a bigger level. I'm open very much.
And that's it. And thank you for walking this path. And I'm very happy
Man.
to be walking next to you. And thank you for tuning in,
Yeah.
guys. If you feel that you've been inspired by this episode, please share it with friends. Also, you can visit the website hopetowalk.org, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Peace.